Section 5-4, Part 1, Finding Unit Rates from Graphs. The graph shows the amount of milk used to make a particular cheddar cheese. How many ounces of cheese can you make per gallon of milk? So let's look at our graph that we've been provided. The horizontal axis represents milks, gallons of milk. It's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth on. Here we have a vertical axis of 0. We skip 2 units, 32, skip 2 units, 64. So think about it. We have 1, 2, 3 markings in between 32. So you've got to consider that. And then you have the markings in between 32 and 64. So each one of these, if we divide 32 divided by 3, you're looking at about 10.6 with a bar over it is what each one of these little markings represent. Okay, sometimes that's very valuable to you. So you've got to divide this number by 3 to know what each marking represents. Okay, now the graph shows the amount of milk used. How many ounces of cheese can you make per gallon? So what we're doing here is we need to find the slope so that we can determine how many ounces of cheese we can make per gallon. So I see that I have a point here at 232. So I'm going to use the origin as the other point. So my points are 0, 0, and 2, 32. So we need to find our slope. Change in y over change in x. I have xy and xy. Now I'm going to start at the back like I always do. So I have 32 minus 0. Using your x's, start at the back. You have 2 minus 0. Well, 32 minus 0 is 32. 2 minus 0 is 32, is 2. 2 minus 0 is 2. So right now I have the fraction 32 divided by 2. To reduce that, you can simply punch in your calculator. 32 divided by 2 gives you 16. That's the same thing as 16 divided by 1. Every number has a 1 over it, has a 1 underneath it, 16 over 1. If you want to make a whole number become a fraction, so you'll know the rise over the run. But we can just really write it as 32 divided by 2 is 16. So the graph has a slope of 16. This line is slanting upward. We know our slope is positive. So this slope represents there is 16 ounces of cheddar cheese for every 1 gallon of milk. Or we can just say 16 ounces of cheddar cheese per gallon of milk. So you can make 16 ounces of cheese per gallon of milk. When we say per gallon, that means 1 gallon. So 16 ounces of cheddar cheese per 1 gallon of milk.